Right, Jim, that's us.
This is a classic, a Nine Inch Nails, Johnny Cash one, Heart. I thought I'd open with this one. I quite like every bit of the words about this. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, that old familiar sting. I tried to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I'll wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot, no, I can't repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings, they disappear. You were someone else, and I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Lovely as always, Jim. Thank you.
It's a powerful song for old grizzly guys like me to play. It's great because it needs that kind of old grizzly character to deliver that one. But the words are fantastic. I mean, it just speaks out about everybody's pain and the things they're going through in their heart. Just doesn't miss a beat, does it?
No, it does not. And how have you been this week?
Sadly, I've had about 3 weeks where I've only been eating a couple of wee crumbs. I've just had a crappy virus thing, but do you know, today's been my best day, and I got tested several times. You know, they weren't sure. They weren't sure I was still alive, I think. But today's been the best day. But do you know that the taste sensations all return? You know, the pleasure of life just returns. The pineapple and things I've been eating, you know, I'm just craving food and craving sweet stuff. So that's what is really great about life when you've had a really crappy time for a period, is that it makes you realise the good spell. You forget all of the rubbish. So 3 weeks of rubbish and 1 day, bro.
Brilliant.
Top of the world, ma, as they used to say. Top of the world.
Brilliant.
How are you doing? What have you been up to?
This week, so I've been interviewed by a couple of papers. I was interviewed by the paper down in my old hometown.
Wow.
So I was interviewed there for a wee message of hope and try and shine kind of recovery down there.
Mm-hmm.
So where I done a lot of my using. So no, it's like.
Do you find that okay? Is that, you know, is that something you don't mind doing? Is it that you know, been interviewed or been kind of, you know, in a focal point and things like that? Do you find you're okay with that, comfy with that?
No. Short answer, no.
Well, that's a calling then. It's tough luck. You're stuck with that then.
That's it. So I interviewed with one of the other presenters as well, and now my head's away into I've overshared and stuff. No, I felt like I've just gave them my whole fellowship share, and my head's went into it that I've overshared stuff and all that. So, aye. But the papers seem to be all right. They're more focusing. One's focusing on, because Sonny Govern's doing a fundraiser now, they're focusing on the radio side. My hometown's focusing on the recovery side. It's just this one radio one that's stuck in my head going, me.
Don't worry about it. I mean, honestly, nobody watches any of these things anyway.
Good.
I'm only kidding. Now, I see you've got some guests on. Who have we got?
We've got Johnny Lee.
Wow.
Also known as JayLee, one half of CCTV.
Good stuff.
Is Jamie in? No.
I'm not sure, but I'm JayLee. Good to meet you, Jim. And I just want to say that song was amazing, man. I loved it. Like, I've heard it before, but that cover was amazing, and I think that your voice really suits like that grizzly thing. You know what I'm saying? Your voice really brings it out and complements the song, man. So thanks for bringing
thanks a lot. I mean, if you can't sing, just grind it out, you know. That's
it, mate. Just go for it and get the best you can, man. It was amazing.
But you're dead right. It's about trying to be authentic. You're not trying to, you know, do a cover. You're not trying to perform. You're just really trying to deliver a message. And I think that's what your music's about. It's really, when I'm late into this scene, don't get me, I'm the wrong generation. But see, I love the messages that each of the guys did live. It's told, once I was listening to it, I went along to a gig where my son was doing, and I was listening in the headphones. And I was listening, and I got to hear all the words and the messages, you know, and I thought that's really what's crucial. Get the words out, you know. I know the beat and the music's got to be there, but the message was crucial. I mean, would you say, the message has got to be the crucial thing in all the songs you're doing?
Definitely, Jim. And I feel that as well. You're saying maybe you think you're the wrong generation, but I think my generation can learn a lot for your generation, and especially music-wise, way, like you're saying, carrying the message, because people like Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, John Lennon, they always have amazing messages in their songs, and it don't matter about the beat or the music, because the message always goes further. It's bigger than hip hop. It's bigger than any genre. The message is always at the forefront for us anyway when we like to do music, because like I'm saying, the message will travel, and I've seen our songs travel through generations, you know what I'm saying? And the generation thing's really no barrier for, I know people that are really older that still like your music and don't really box it off and say, oh, that's hip hop, I don't really do hip hop, or I don't really like hip hop, I'm more of a rock person, so I won't listen to that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe some people are like that, and then when they hear it, like you're saying, the message sort of reaches them and hits them most of the time anyway, most of the time.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I couldn't agree. Don, I got to agree with that. I mean, we're ages apart, but the agreement is there. It doesn't matter. I don't want to get down in some genres, but when they're light on message and it's just kind of catch, if you like, it doesn't do it for me. And what does, and it doesn't matter about the genre, is the messages.
Yeah, that's it. The message is forefront, and I think as well we can all sort of love that music. What you're talking about, it's not really got much of a message, but sometimes, me personally, I really crave a song with a message and music with meaning. If you get what I'm saying, yeah. And sometimes I really just enjoy that.
Well, that was it. I get into Scottish hip hop in particular through Steg. With Mog's music and Steg and Davey, and it was like a connection with the music. I was talking to Steg earlier in the week, and we were speaking about this, about the connection, and the new album's called Live Today, which has got another great message. How do you see the concept of the album? I've spoke to Steg about it, but how do you see the concept of the album?
For me, I think it's a wide ranging concepts, because there's a little bit of everything in there. If you really break it down, there's like sort of sectarianism, there's isolation, there's just a bit of really everything in the album. And the album is here, I've got it right now, it's Live Today, and I think match snap in it.
Mine just came through this morning, so I'm going to listen to it after this.
Same, I can't wait like to sit down just myself and take it in again. And that's how I think sometimes music as well, it gives you a different message every time you listen to it. Something else will jump out at you and you'll think, oh wow, I never saw that the first listen. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's broad concepts, and I think everybody's done the concepts justice, and the album is maybe a bit dark at certain points, but I think it hits the nail on the head. And like that Johnny Cash song, it really brings through the emotions for the times and the concepts, what it's about. Do you know what I mean?
So we were talking there about cross genres and stuff, Jim. So the first album that everybody done together that's on this album, it was commissioned by both albums are commissioned by the Glasgow Barons, who are an orchestra, just for Jim to know, because he doesn't really know. So this one isn't getting to be launched with the Barons, obviously, because the way this is. But the first time, how did you find working with an orchestra the last time when it was launched and you were all rapping with an orchestra?
I thought it was mind blowing, and still even to think back on it to this day, it's sort of mind blowing, because we're two different fields of musicians. Not that we're any less or they're any more, but we're all equal but different lanes type thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Where maybe the orchestra, they know more different terms like music theory and stuff. We're just mostly in lyrics, but music is like, it's universal. So when the orchestra's there, it's a live band, you can feel it inside you. Do you know what I mean? And it adds more. I just think it's just amazing. Like any times that I've been working with orchestras or live musicians, just to see that, it's mind blowing. You know what I mean? And I think for me personally, instruments hit you more, hit the emotions more, and bring it out more, like real music, and not just something on a computer or a laptop. Do you know what I mean? So do you want to, we'll play Scars. This is the one that's already dropped with a video with you and Jamie. So this is CCTV and Scars.
Marks we leave behind for try to heal the wounds of time. Scars, a memory, a energy you couldn't hold inside. Scars, reminder of the past in your skin and in your mind. Or just a sign that you've been hurt and you had to draw a line. Scars, attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Wet and I've got scars, so pay attention. Dawning on the edge, you want to take a run and jump. All the emotions building up, now I feel like I've just been cut. Tears are streaming from my eyes, I can hardly even see as I'm going back and forth with the voices in my head saying, come on bro, you got this, you just need to believe. The other one saying, no, you'd be better off dead. It's like a never-ending conversation, thoughts are getting deep. Try to pull myself together, but I can't find any peace. Cause the hearts will leave behind for try to heal the wounds of time. Scars, a memory of energy you couldn't hold inside. Scars, reminder of the past in your skin and in your mind. Or just a sign that you've been hurt and you had to draw a line. Scars, attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. And I've got scars, pay attention. I vandalise myself, I'm no scared to end up scarred. I won't verbalise emotion, my veins shut up to shards. Feeling fully fit and fixed, healing up is hard. But I'm a well my way, I'm a well my. Vandalise myself, I'm no scared to end up scarred. I can't wait to cause commotion, my pain's rotting the stars. Feeling fully fit and fixed, healing up was hard. But I'm a well my way, I'm a well my. Scared to great, my eyes could flood an empty street. They don't hear us when I talk, so I don't listen when they speak. Miss, trips are full of air, and all the rest are full of grade. Another day is just another day closer to where I'd date. And now your words are cutting deep, I bet his blade will cut his deeper. If the blood drains through my head, I think I'll make myself a bleeder. So the suffering endured was my only way to escape. So I just suffocate your love with all my self-inflicted hate. Cause the hearts will leave behind for try to heal the wounds of time. Scars, a memory of energy you couldn't hold inside. Scars, reminder of the past in your skin and in your mind. Or just a sign that you've been hurt and you had to draw a line. Scars, attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. Attention seeking seeker, seeking the world's attention. And I've got scars, pay attention. I vandalise myself, I'm no scared to end up scarred. I won't verbalise emotion, my veins shut up to shards. Feeling fully fit and fixed, healing up is hard. But I'm a well my way, I'm a well my. Vandalise myself, I'm no scared to end up scarred. I can't wait to cause commotion, my pain's rotting the stars. Feeling fully fit and fixed, healing up was hard. But I'm a well my way, I'm a well my.
So what do you think of that, Jim?
That was awesome. It was awesome in many ways. You see, like let me blut for a bit, but see the way that the violins have brought that in, that fragileness that comes from those strings, and then the backdrop of the scenes and the words. I mean, were you involved in the production stuff as well? Did you get to merge in what you wanted in terms of the sounds?
No, not really, no at all, to be honest. I wish I could take credit for that and say, oh, I said to...
They've done a good credit to what you were attempting to do. You know, somebody really, really grabbed it. That's kind of what I was meaning. It felt close to you because it was so authentic. And the words as well, I mean, vandalise myself, not afraid to be scarred, you know that. I mean, that's a kind of anthem. That's what a lot of people are feeling, and yet they stay quiet about it. They hold it within. You know, so something like that can pull it out of them.
Yep, I'd love if that could happen. If anybody liked it, you know what I'm saying, or it helped them in any way, man. It'd be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, great message, great story.
Job
really
on
great.
The production as well, and you pointed it out well with the violins. It adds like a vulnerability to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so proud. Well done, fantastic work.
Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you.
You've worked with Steg before, so like Steg gave you the beats, and then how did that song come about? Did he give you a concept to write round about, and you wrote round about it?
I basically, he gave us the beat. Jamie had the beat. I can't remember if it was already called Scars. I'm not sure. I don't think it was. I think there was another name for it, and Steg just gave us a basic sort of concept right around this. And then Jamie took the concept, Jam, my mucker that's actually not even here. But I mean, I'm here representing CCTV still, but Jam basically took it and just went in what direction he felt with the concept, and he ended up with Scars. And I was there like through all the writing process, so it's amazing to watch it, you know what I'm saying, and see it evolve into a real song and then recorded, you know what I'm saying? Just every single process, it's been enjoyable, you know what I'm saying? And just to watch, be there and add my parts when I can, it's been amazing, do you know what I mean?
When did you and Jamie start rapping together? Wee bit of background, didn't you?
Well, me and Jam, we just met in Govan. Like I stayed in Govan, he stays in Govan. We just met and just became pals. Do you know what I'm saying? No even really much of song wise, just normal talking to each other when we saw each other in the street. And then he was into Eminem. We just sort of got into music for there, and we started rapping around. I think it was just before 2015, but we weren't really putting much out. Then 2015 came around, and one of our muckers, Tedford, we ended up meeting with him. We got him on one of our songs, and then we just sort of basically, that's when it sort of picked up where Tedford would keep sending us features to be on, and that's when it really, the pace began to pick up for us. And one day, just on the off chance, we walked into Sunny Govan because there was a radio station. We were recording off a phone at the time, like an iPhone, and we were just like, there must be a mic somewhere. Like there must be some mic we can use. So we just went into Sunny Govan with the objective, just like, let's go and see if we can record in here. And we went in, and I spoke to Jim. You've spoke to Jim before, Jim McMullen from Sunny Govan, and he introduced me to Steg and says, this is my colleague Steg. And then straight away, just first thing that came to my head, I just said to Steg, oh, did you do that Mog song? Did you do that Went South song? And he was like, oh yeah, that was me. And I never knew that, you know what I'm saying? I just heard, this is my colleague Steg, and I always remember seeing Steg, produced by Steg G. So then I just really went for there, do you know what I'm saying? That's how we sort of started, and even got in contact with Steg, and then it's just went for there with Steg, just bit by bit, year by year, do you know what I mean? 2015, that's like 6 years ago, but it's been step by step and bit by bit, do you know what I mean?
It has, and you have put the work in, because like I first met you, I think it was 2017 when you were supporting Steg and Davey with their Freedom Frequency launch, and then watching you for there and getting involved in Butter and doing open mic at Butter and releasing tunes, and you have came like really far in that time that I've known you. And you have always been supportive at like AFIC gigs and stuff like that, the recovery stuff. So I thank you for that here. What does making music mean to you? What do you get for it?
A lot of different things, because just sometimes music's just something to do as well, and it's something to keep you focused. Because me personally, in life, like, because that's what I'm saying as well, you've seen us for doing that gig in Dundee and maybe not performing the best, maybe too many drinks, and then you've saw us progress to times when we've been all right at gigs and we've got through it, you know what I'm saying? So you've seen us progress as well, and it's been a mad journey. But music means a lot of different things, because like I'm saying, always through life I've always had checkpoints that I need to get to. Like, right, I need to make it to this date because I'm going to be doing a gig with AFA at this date. So it's sort of like, I hate to say it, but it's like Mog's saving grace. It's like one of them things that's always been there for you, and it's always like, I need to get to this date, I need to do this to get to here, and it's always kept both of us, me and Jam, focused on moving forward and no really being stagnant in a situation or a place, because life is life and life also takes over. So within the 6 years that we've been doing music, it's not always been like fully music. Sometimes life takes over and you go in directions, so that happens, but music's always there for you, really. So it's just, I don't know where we would be without music. And like you're saying as well, like maybe people out there that has never done music before, as soon as you get into music, it will take you on a path, it will take you on a journey, and things, you will achieve things that you never thought you could achieve. So I would just say, anybody that's out there, maybe you've been doing it for years, just keep going, because it takes you places and makes you meet people that you could never imagine meeting, doing things you'd never imagined doing, do you know what I'm saying? And I always need to remember myself that music is a positive thing. Everybody needs to remember that. It don't matter if you're doing music and maybe it's not the best music that you're doing or releasing at the time or whatever, and it takes time, but music is positive. So it's better off that you're doing music you know, doing other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
I totally agree. I totally agree. Honestly, I come into it a little late, and see when if you're writing something, it's not at the time. See later on, you recognise the significance, especially some of these words. Vandalise myself. Not afraid to be scared. It's later on that you realise the full importance of it. It's as if it takes time to develop, and that brings that perspective, just as you're saying. And then you realise you get a bit humbled by it, and you go, oh, I just realised that's a bit profound for me. And this is the awesome thing about it, and you're dead right. Everybody can play a little part in music, be it, you know, writing a couple of lines, giving it to somebody else, or joining up with somebody to do it. It's a process that allows you to just bring stuff out of your soul and release, be free, free yourself of any pressures or criticism for the outside, because to be absolutely fair, music scene's got it wrong. The music is not about judgment. It's just about creation. Create it and get it out there. My son, Harry Action, he says the same things. He's always giving me grief about, just get it out there. You're not putting anything out there, Dad. I said, well, I don't know way to do it. He's putting stuff out all the time, free. And that's because he's absolutely free to create. So I totally agree. Everybody's got a chance, even back room doing a wee bit of sound stuff or doing a wee bit video stuff. Or everybody can get involved. And as a scene in a scheme, or as in a residential, whatever it is, it really brings people together. Really brings people together and brings out talents that were just hidden, voices that are not getting a chance to say anything. That's me.
That's exactly it, though. I think you hit the nail on the head as well. I think a lot of people need to remember that music is a very community-orientated thing, and everybody can do your piece. You might not want to be the lead singer of the band, or you might not want to be, you know what I mean, that face on the album or whatever. But if you're in the background, you're playing a triangle, you're doing something. Everybody can play a part, and it helps people come together. And you'll know yourself from being a musician, there's nothing better when you get the ideas flowing and everybody's got the energy and flinging back and forth ideas and really getting in the mood. That really rejuvenates your soul and just helps sort of forget about everything else around you for 5 minutes as well. And like I was saying before, it keeps you focused, because you're always, I need to get to this date to do this gig, I need to release this. Do you know what I mean? I also think it's very important, like, just to release, man, your songs, just let go of them, just release them, because as artists, we want to be pernickety and all, it could be mixed better and all that stuff. That's one thing that I think for myself, but better that it's out there, do you know what I'm saying? And just get it out there, like you're saying, be free. And sometimes it is like when you get music out there, like the music that's on this album, like getting out there, it's like a freeing thing. It's like, that's it, move on to the next thing and the next checkpoint, the next destination type thing.
And part of this wee broadcast we're trying to create, because this is us just beginning, it's just to tell people, to reach people out there using this medium. We have a variety of different folks to hit different age groups, to say, get involved, come get involved, you know, come be part of something at Falkirk Recovery. Come and join a wee piece, do a wee bit, just to cheer us on, whatever, you know, make a tea when we eventually get back into a place where we can do gigs, you know. And that's an invite too, because we're trying to create a wee the sound centre and video centre at Falkirk. So when that happens, there's invites there for you to come in, do a couple of sets, get them recorded, have them away with you, and then we can broadcast them out through the recovery community. So that's an open kind of thing we're trying to get to just as soon as we get out this lockdown crap.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. And like you said, it's everybody's got a spot there. It doesn't matter if you're making the tea or you're doing anything, you're still being a part of something, and being a part of something positive helps lift everybody up. It's not the one person. It's not just the leader that feels a bit boosted after they've done something, you know what I'm saying? It's everybody around, and it's not just, you might see the one person like Eminem, but it's everybody behind these people as well that help, you know what I'm saying? So everybody out there listening, you've all got a place. Anything you do, anywhere you go, you come to Falkirk Recovery, you've got a place there for you. You can come, you can get involved, and you can you can do something that's positive. It's positive.
Because you have came and done AFIT workshops and AFIT events and performed at like AFIT raves where everybody's there dancing about, or alcohol and drug free. Do you know what I mean? It's and you've seen that, haven't you? It's like it was totally different for you too, but wasn't it, to be involved with something like that?
Yeah, I was completely different, but I completely the same vibe, but with all the other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So the true, real, authentic vibes were there for people just enjoying themselves without any alcohol, without nothing. Do you know what I mean? And the spirit is still there. Everybody's brought together, and everybody's enjoying themselves as a squad, as a community, as a society, really, you know what I mean? And the people that we've met through AFIT has just been amazing. People like Tam, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like Tam's amazing, do you know what I mean? And people like Ronnie, he's amazing. People like Bob, just like there's so many people that they still slip my mind, do you know what I mean? If I forgot to shout you out, I'm sorry, but there's just been so many people that, do you know what I mean, that we've met on the journey, and they help inspire you as well. Do you know what I mean? The AFIT raves and everything that AFIT has done has been really positive, and it's been really uplifting for everybody around. You know what I mean? You really you feel the vibes when you're there with everybody. You feel like you're a part of it, especially with Tam. Like we would go and there's people egging you on and cheering you on, and it makes you feel good because we're all here for the same cause. We're all here to do positive things like drug free, alcohol free, and just have a laugh and enjoy ourselves. So if that means you don't get your set perfect the way you wanted it to, don't matter, we'll all still have a laugh and we'll all still enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks for coming and giving us your time. Peter, do you want to come in and say what you thought of Scars before you play us out?
Well, it's
How
been a
did you-
pleasure meeting you, Jay. Thanks so much. It was absolutely fun. Enjoyed it. Sorry to interrupt you, Pierre, but it absolutely was a treasure listening to you too. And I'll bet you there's possibilities of fusion between the likes of the talent that's there at the recovery community. And Peter's one of them. One of the talents that's just there. The opportunity for fusion just gets me all excited. You know, bringing guys like yourself from outside and Peter. And it maybe Peter talking now about some of his musical influences and his range.
Sorry, Jim, there's a world of my own there. I was thinking I've just been trying to write a song actually during this. I loved that beat, JayLee. That was amazing. And what Jim said about the violins, I thought that was a really good song. I could identify with a lot of that. I was going to play a song that I wrote, but I'm going to play something different. Can I have a wee theme for this week? It's kind of like space age techno disco. 32 tracks of strings and madness. I hope you enjoy it.
Bye.